All right, Nick, let's talk about the Colorado Buffs. This team is on fire right now. I think they're doing even better than anyone could have possibly imagined this season. And I think it's all attributed to one key move by Coach Prime, and that's his attention to the offensive line position this offseason. Got a bunch of transfers in, really helped boost things up. They've got some great freshmen coming in, guys like Seaton that come in and really elevated the play of this offensive line. And this is why they have been so good this season. So, what do they go out and do? They do the exact same thing for the 2025 class as well. It looks like they're going to possibly get an absolutely huge commit in the offensive line department. I think this is going to be really great for Colorado. We're going to get that in just a second. But first, I'm Andrew, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, Nick, as I alluded to, the Buffs, potentially they have a big O-line recruiting get on the horizon for this 2025 class. Let's get into the tweets and we can talk more about it all on the other side. Again, this is from @Hayes Fawcett on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And he is probably the best high school recruiting news source that you could find. So go look at him for all your recruiting news. It says breaking 4-star offensive tackle Carde Smith has decommitted from USC. He tells me for @On3Recruits, 6'6", 290-pound offensive tackle from Mobile, Alabama, has been committed to the Trojans since August. He now becomes the top available offensive tackle in the 2025 class. Now, you might be wondering, why is that important to Colorado? Well, let's look here at On3's, recruiting prediction machine odds here. Oh, who is at the top here? It is the Colorado Buffs as the favorite to come in and get Smith at 64.6% odds to reel in this top offensive tackle recruit. Fantastic news for the Buffs. Nick, curious what your thoughts are on this one. But before we get to you, Buffs fans, in the comment section below, you've been rolling over absolutely everybody. This is a team that is on fire. I think there's a lot of really great talented players. We're almost at the end of the season here, so I want to go back and reflect on so many of these great performances. And I want to know, who is your MVP of the season? I'm going to take two guys off the table, Hunter and Shadur Sanders. Can't pick them. Those are too easy. There's a lot of other really solid guys on this team. Maybe throw in an offensive lineman. They'll love the attention. So let us know who your MVPs of the season thus far before we get to the end in the comment section below. But nonetheless, Nick, what do you think about this potential move for the Buffs?
Yeah, so it's important to understand On3 as terms of their prediction machine and their reporting, they're as good as it gets in college football. Like they're on top of it. They invest a lot of money in trying to get it right. So Colorado being this heavy favorite for Smith, the offensive tackle here, is a great sign that they're going to get him. But I tell you what, in fact, Miles, I don't know if you can go back to the image right here while I'm talking about it. How about the fact that the other three programs on the list, Florida State, Auburn, and USC, those are traditional blue bloods, right? You look at those are top programs across the country in college football, and they are woefully underneath in terms of odds compared to Colorado. That is an indicator. That is a sign of the just sheer power that Coach Prime and this Colorado Buffaloes program is building right now. You look at, I understand Florida State's down, Auburn is down, USC's down a little bit, and that plays a role into that. I understand. It's not like those three guys, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. I get it. But there is, if you remove all context, there is no reason to think that Colorado should be able to compete and outcompete those other three programs for any prospect, especially a prospect from the Southeast. It's kids from Mobile, Alabama, for God's sakes. This is Coach Prime. This is the program he's building. We talk about it a lot on this channel, that it's not just the flash. It's not just the social media. It's not just, the concerts. It's not just the big name assistant coaches, right? It's not just Shadur Sanders being fantastic, Travis Hunter being fantastic, even though Hunter, I mean, he's ridiculous. He's the best college football player I've seen in my lifetime. He is absolutely just bonkers. But it's not just that. It's the strength of the overall program. We talk about the Oregon Ducks a lot as an example of a quality program. I know Colorado Buffs fans may feel a certain way about Oregon, but the reality is Dan Lanning up there has built a very strong recruiting program through recruiting in the transfer portal for sustained success. That's exactly what Colorado under Coach Prime is building right now. It's following that same kind of model. And that means what we're seeing this year, that's going to sustain. There's going to be a dip when Hunter and Sanders leaves. We understand that, right? Shadur, Travis Hunter, they're two of the best players in all of college football. I get it, right? You're not going to be nearly as good because those two guys are special, but you're not going to go back to the dark days. This is a program, thanks to Coach Prime, that's set up for long-term success for years and years to come. Credit to Deion Sanders. What he has done with all the criticism, most of it unwarranted, in my opinion, he has built one of the top programs in college football. This is sustained success, and this latest recruiting news is a great example of it.
Yeah, Nick, and I think you look at a couple other metrics here. Then we look at just Colorado's recruiting, especially of the offensive line position. If you and you, let's go like what you said, talk about the other schools that are against them in this recruiting battle for Smith. You look at Colorado in the last 5 years, the amount of people drafted from this program. There's been four. So you look at the USC, they've had 21. Auburn has 21 as well. This is in the past 5 years. Offensive tackles drafted in the last 5 years. Auburn 1, USC 1, Colorado 2. So in the past couple of years, they've been doing some good work in the offensive tackle position. They haven't been good as of late. 4 guys drafted in the last 5 years isn't very good when you look at this for Colorado, but you can see the work that's been put into the offensive tackle position. This is a school that's had more offensive tackle success at the next level than Auburn and USC combined. They're the same. And we want to go down here, Florida State, they've had 0 drafted. So there you go. But I think this is a really good move for Colorado. I think it's looking good. And for them to have the reach, and you look at here, there's also some mileage on here. This is a school in Colorado that's 1,200 miles away from Mobile, Alabama, like you said. This is some massive reach for Deion Sanders to be able to come out here and woo the likes of these guys like Smith for a program that's saying, hey, and if you're being honest, when you look at Colorado, there's some rumors of some big-time quarterbacks potentially coming to commit to Colorado. But that's just rumors. It hasn't quite happened yet. So you look at the quarterback position, there's uncertainty there. When Shadur Sanders leaves, if Julian Lewis or someone like that does not come over to Colorado, there's a little bit of uncertainty there in what you're going to do. But this Colorado program, like you said, he's built it for sustained success. He has built it from the ground up, and people believe in what he's doing so much. Guys, all the way across the country, we're not even talking halfway across the country anymore. This is all the way on the other side of the country, are saying, hey, I want to move out to go play with Coach Prime at Colorado and see what this team is all about. I think that's fantastic. And that is how you start these. If you can start these pipelines in Mobile, Alabama, that is the key to, like you said, building this long-term success. Start the pipelines, start the success, get the proven results on the field, and the rest is going to come.